All right, good morning, guys. Figure I'd show you. It's an actual rainy Sunday. I do these shows where I give you a little bit of nostalgia from where I'm a kid, and I always talk about on those rainy Sundays. If you didn't feel like going outside and playing in the rain, all the adults would be in the house, so you'd end up getting a pile of comic books and piling up on your bed and reading comic books while you would hear the rain tapping on the roof. And it is a gorgeous rainy Sunday if that's possible. So we'll look around now. Today, I almost did not do a show, but how could I not do one with a rainy Sunday going on, right? So basically, we moved into this house September of last year, and I've worked on stuff around the yard, upstairs in the house. And today, I think I want to work on the downstairs. And my comic book room has been tore up probably for about a month and a half, and I got to hit it today too, right? So we're going to kind of look around a little bit here. You probably want to see cats flying around. Yeah, Shiva there is dying for some wet fancy feast because we switched her to dry food, basically for a less messy. I was getting concerned, man. It was a pretty bad litter box. I mean, I'm like, this cannot be healthy. So this is the downstairs. We got the propane tank going, and this is where we're kind of putting off things that need to be put up upstairs. But this is also going to be kind of my den and stuff, right? Of course, we're going to share it and stuff. There's my art supplies. I got some bags and boards where I said I got to clean up the room, always keeping things out. Got anything in this? Yeah, I got a list of my favorite songs if anything ever happens to me in this one. I got these flying around everywhere. These are the sketchbooks I carry around and stuff. This is the one I doodle in. Like these are like 5-10 minute doodles where I'm just kind of sitting around. Oh yeah, this was a 5. If you had me on Instagram, you've probably seen these. John Jones is saying that. See if this pops up. Yeah. Sunny in England, which is notorious for their weather, and Virginia has the rain today. That's amazing. I love it. Anyway, this is a 5-minute doodle that I literally did because I had some new ink pens, brush pens that I was excited about. So the wife spent about 5 minutes brushing her teeth and getting ready for bed. So I wanted to play with the pens before I went to bed, and that's what I came up with. Yeah, this is me playing around with some ink wash on the completely wrong paper here. All right. And I keep a backing board and stuff, so when I do play with this, it doesn't bleed through. So yeah, just playing around with a guy with a mustache on the beach, things like that, right? Ink wash, some watercolor pens I tried out about a year and a half ago. But yeah, that kind of stuff, right? Here's me and the beautiful wife from our wedding, and some pictures and stuff. Cat climbing in there. Like I said, this place is a disaster. What are you going to do? I got to find a place for my cookie jars and my cups. What's wrong? I know you want fancy feast, but it's not happening. And this is where I travel for work and stuff. I unpacked a week and a half ago, never got around to it. This is Goodwill stuff, a bunch of boxes of DVDs that it's time to get rid of. All my cassettes that I got to find a place for. And this is what I'm saying, man. Those are records up there, DVDs, books, get organized, CDs, all that physical media, if you will. There's my record collection. Now, let me tell you something. This record collection looks small, but it is quality. Getting rid of my record collection in the 90s was no big deal, and I actually started probably in the late 80s getting rid of records and stuff. I always talk about we were poor. You know what I'm saying? We were poor and CDs were expensive. So I was a cassette guy, obviously, and stuff. So I could have my Walkman, and I had a CD Walkman. And as the years went by and I traveled and I got out of the house and I graduated school, I had to pick and choose. I actually had a whole room full of toys also that I shared with the comic book room. We got rid of those. But this is quality stuff. Here's, Pink Floyd The Wall. I actually try to get records that I will listen to. A bunch of Led Zeppelin. I got to tell you, I think Houses of the Holy has ended up being my favorite Led Zeppelin album. What else we got in here? I do think Led Zeppelin 2 may be superior to Led Zeppelin 4. We got Led Zeppelin 3, Lou Reed. This is semi-organized. But I got a bunch of alternative stuff. I've got my Ramones records, of course. Really proud to have those. These are all first prints. These aren't remastered or anything like that. Sorry about the shaky cam. Got a first edition, first print of Sex Pistols that came out. That was actually free, man. One of my friends wanted to get rid of it. Then there's like the Who, and Tommy, B-52s. Yeah, Sheena Easton is in there. We got Love, Blondie. I think I'm only missing 2 records of Blondie, 2 vinyls. And I'm the guy that will also buy extra album covers and slips and anything I can find. So I'll buy multiple. And I tell you what, man, Fuzzbox, do yourself a treat and look up Rules and Regulations. Love is a Slug. This album was really funny. It was like Cyndi Lauper's Step Kids mixed with a little bit of punk. Times Square is a fantastic soundtrack. That Summer, that might be my favorite soundtrack on vinyl, but I can go on and on. I got Psychedelic Furs, B-52s, Talking Heads, CDs everywhere, and more social media. There's my Tracy Island for you Thunderbirds fans. I did a video years ago. It was this first video I had that went viral and got me 5 figures in views. Yeah, that is a Freddy Krueger VHS collection, slipcase, some 80s stuff. But yeah, Blu-rays. I need to get around to watching these. Thin Man. Shout out to Marky of the New York Warriors for sending me my wife and I Spice World. Doctor Who, some books. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing. More sketchbooks. Like I said, I'm not a great artist, but I like what I do. So yeah, I'm going to straighten that up today. We got boxes downstairs. Like I said, the upstairs is pretty well set. I'll see if we can get some light on. She is still wanting Fancy Feast. And here's the disaster. 2 months ago, this room was perfectly organized, and I was going to show it off a lot more. So this is what I think I will work on. This is from doing live shows and me getting curious and me getting quite a few more, short boxes as we come along, and reorganizing things. Got rid of some long boxes, so now it's time to find all the stuff. And those boxes need to be cataloged. I had a huge amount of stuff, but yeah, here's behind the scenes. You want to get these all my little books and novels put up, and things going on. I'm gonna have to, like I said, just these are all tore up from where I'm organizing and putting books back. So with a rainy Sunday, this is what we're going to do. And this is where I keep, we have a little TV with a DVD player somewhere. I got to get that set up again. So I usually keep the superhero stuff, try to keep it together. These are the superhero DVDs and box sets. There's my Tim Universe shelf, Bruce Tim Universe, if you will. Guys, last night I went to see Everclear. I did not go to Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I decided the day before not to go. Heroes Con's 40th anniversary was going on. And basically what happened is I stopped at the gas station on the way back from work to come home on Friday. And I was watching the gas pump, really watching it as I was filling up my tank. And it took me $15 just to be able to come home. And then I started adding up a 3-hour trip on an interstate, doing about 70 to 80 all the way down. I'm that guy. And then on the way back, and I realized it would probably be anywhere between $160 to $200 in gas. And then, of course, parking is more this year. And I had the money to do it. I've been putting back for it for months and stuff, but I just could not justify spending that. So I ended up getting online, and I ended up getting a few books from mycomicshop.com. I played around on eBay a little bit and got a few books I've been watching for a while. So I kind of went to town, and it still was less than what it would have been to fill up my tank doing it that way. So I'll have some books coming in eventually here. all at once. So it should be a pretty good show if all that stuff comes in the next week or so. Pretty interesting stuff. So like I said, I got to go through all these books, reorganize them, they get them put up, work on this downstairs, get these boxes up, maybe drop off some stuff at the Goodwill. Definitely got to find a place for these books. Keeping all my, oh my gosh, annotated books and stuff, if you will. Working on the lights, and I found my huge, well, I thought I did. Anyway, I found my really good source of lights we're doing, and I got a Batman light there from an old comic book shop, probably in the late 80s, early 90s. I got to get put up in here. And then I got to work on this closet here, because whoever had this closet, they got an extra bar for their clothes. I'm going to get rid of that and get my short boxes out here. This is all my Alan Moore stuff, Kirby stuff, Grant Morrison stuff, my complete Sandman series, all my Frank Millers. And I got to do something, man, because like I got 3 or 4 boxes that are just keys. I might want to reorganize all that stuff. So there's a lot of work to do, which is not a big deal. The Jam records. Oh man, I think I might have one. I don't know. That brickwork, John Jones, that you're talking about? No, just that wall. But I think the bottom half of the house outside is brick, but not that kind of brick. Like I said, there's work you don't see that we've done on the house and stuff, like those candles and stuff. You see my drill and stuff. So like I said, it's one of those things where we're living here, I haven't really attacked it. There's a lot of stuff to organize downstairs. We're all friends here, so I'm not ashamed. So anyway, here's a few things that I have been getting. It's been kind of wild because I'm doing that thing where basically it all started with Dr. Silver Age on Graphic Man's channel, where he ripped out these Remo Williams books and stuff, right? The Destroyer, and that sort of got me thinking and stuff, right? And I showed these on Jared Osborne's channel, where the Cavern of Chaos show has transferred over there, because I just can't get now that the pandemic is over. I'm actually working out in the field again instead of sitting in my office locked up, quarantine. So I really just can't handle a show on Friday night after a work week of running around and getting my traveling back in. So I've been getting things that I remember as a kid from these books and stuff, things that I watched. Now, in 1985, I was 12 years old, and there's no doubt in my mind I was doing monkey see, monkey do. In my house, the stepdad and his friends were reading Remo Williams books. What was it called? Chronicles of Amber by Zeleny or somebody like that. There's things they were reading that I didn't get into. Destroyer books, I probably read about 30 of those by the time that I graduated. They were just all over the house, right? So at 12 years old, I decided to walk into a pharmacy, and I'm like, I want to find me a series to read. That Remo Williams series started in 1971. And I'm like, there's got to be something for me. And right here it was. It was a book called TNT. And I'm going to have to reread this because my 12-year-old mind kind of thought this was, the guy was influenced by a little bit of Wolverine, I thought, right? Or maybe Daredevil, I don't know. But anyway, Jared Osborne and I both think this is a Paul Galassi cover. It reminded me of Mike Zeck when I was 12 with his Punisher stuff and everything at the time. And it was hilarious because this book was really cool. The guy sees in the dark, and it seems like he had senses, heightened senses. But imagine you're 12 years old, and you walk in and you see this, and you read what this book is about, right? At 12 years old, this is the stuff, especially in 1985. Meet Anthony Nicholas Twin, a new kind of hero for a new kind of world, a man who has lived through hell and can now kill in the dark like a cat. A man forced to steal a secret formula that makes gasoline cheaper than water. A man faced with an army of women made deadly by insatiable lust. In October, sweet October, with the body of a goddess, the mind of a child, and the luck of the damned. TNT. It begins beyond anything you have ever experienced before. Look this book up on eBay, $45 to $65. Got on Amazon and found one for $6. So this is all I need. And I think there's 3 or 4 books after this. I remember reading them, so it's going to be interesting. But what 12-year-old could not knock that down, right? So this was another book in the house since I was, this came out in 77 or 78. And it kills me because I remember the cover. I remember several of the stories in here, and I actually loved these short stories when I was a kid, right? But for years, I could not remember the title. I remember the cover plain as day. And thanks a la the internet and social media by accident, a YouTuber from way back in the day, an OG YouTuber named Dan, who no longer makes videos for well over probably a decade now. He was sort of in and out, but he was friends with everybody. He posted this out of the blue last year on Facebook, and I'm like, that's it. That's the book. So I took my time finding one on eBay and other places, and they were all a little pricey for considering that their dust cover was messed up. So I took my time and I waited until there was one that was great. This is like a book club edition and stuff, right? But here's what's great about this. I've always talked about as a kid, everything that I collected ended up, you could connect the dots. It was all related. The movies I liked were had Mike Plug working on them, like The Thing and Dark Crystal and stuff, right? All this fantasy stuff throughout these late 70s and 80s I loved. Everybody worked on them, right? So here's a book I have loved since I was 7 all the way up until like probably I really started reading it in high school. Like I said, it's I think 17 or 19 short stories. So I kind of would pull this out, take it up, read my comics, come out, pull this out every now and then off the bookshelf. This was the Stepdads, you get what I'm saying, to begin with. And check out who did the art for the cover. Richard Corbin. It's a freaking Richard Corbin cover. And it just amazes me how everything I liked and loved and was attracted to and stuff growing up, it's all connected. It's just, that cracks me up. I'm trying to see where it says Richard Corbin's name in here, but I don't know. I'll find it later. So anyway, that was cool. So I've already read the first story in there, and the story's from 1938. Now I got a guy at work. Now he got hired last month, 2 months, as a social worker. I gave him I've transferred 4 of my cases because we've had an ungodly load, right? And he's an old school comic book guy, right? He's probably in his 60s, and he loves Immortal Hulk. He's still on board with a lot of stuff that's going on in comics these days. And I come into my office one day, and he'd set this on my desk, the Shadow War Zone, #1, a DC Comics presents, with that homage to that great Days of Future Past cover. I guess that's Deathstroke and the Ravager or something. I don't know. But anyway, I got this and I was very appreciative, but I read it, and I'm telling you what, the best thing about it is that cover. I don't know if anybody's read that. Insatiable lust is always a selling point at any age. Exactly. Fantastic, right? And then in my travels and stuff, this is what I'm saying about my haul and stuff. I stopped at an antique store that I stop at a lot, and these were all $1. And so since I was there, I went ahead and got this. I'm gonna have to do a video on my complete Watchman collection. It just amazes me how they have been able to mine those 12 issues, and at the same time, I'm more amazed on me buying it. Especially secondhand and stuff, right? Now, I'm getting interested in, it's sort of like I've noticed as we get older, we go back and we listen to music we either listened to as a kid or we weren't really into at the time. Okay? Like as we get into our 40s, going into our 50s and stuff, we start listening to the music and stuff. Like for me, it's like the Police. Like I dug Sting back in the day, don't get me wrong, but now I understand Synchronicity too when I listen to it and things like. And this was a time where I was I was a big little metal head with my little mullet and slashed up jeans and high tops and all this stuff, right? So that's what's going on. I can't believe this was 87, and now I'm getting curious about these little mini series that Gene Colan was on and stuff, right, back in the day, and the little odds and ends that they had on the spinner rack that just seemed out there. And this is Silver Blade, right? #1. I got this just to check it out. They had probably 9 of the issues, but what I really liked about this, excuse me, is it comes with a poster. Free poster. Okay. Carrie Bates, Gene Colan, Claus Janson, and it still had the poster inside. And I'm a sucker for stuff like this. So I think it was on 2 weeks ago on the Cavern of Chaos on Jared Osborne's channel that we opened this and debuted. So I want to read this first issue and check it out, because like I said, this is the way I'm looking at it, I haven't read it, is that like these guys are making movies. This is a movie. That's why it looks like a movie poster, a gorgeous movie poster. And I'm kind of getting the idea that this may be like Errol Flynn really going on an adventure while he's doing a movie or something. I don't know. But, I think I'm a lot more like I said, I'm a lot more forgiving in my age, a lot more open-minded on different kind of concepts. And of course, like I said, it's Gene Colan art. So that's going to be beautiful to look at, even if it's not a big deal. I had to get this one. I passed this up. This has been sitting at that antique shop. These are just $1 a piece for years. Not years, for several months. And with Neil Adams passing away, I figured, why not? I might as well get this, because it has my favorite continuity character from Neil Adams' continuity comics, Armor, in it. But it's Samaree, and this is in the 80s. Okay, this is probably like 85 or something if I had to guess. But don't quote me on that, right? Because I tell you what, when it comes to the continuity comics, they're pretty to look at, but the stories, I'm not really, they don't flow. Let's put it that way. They're weird. But anyway, we have a bad girl character coming up, and this is the 80s. You can tell by the hair, at least, and the leotard and the shoulder pads, everything that lets you know, and the gray tones, which makes me think 86. Apparently everything started going gray in the 80s, late 80s, after those pastel colors of 1985. But anyway, there was a bad girl boom that kicked in the 90s. And I'm kind of surprised Samaree was not able to come back, but we'll see what happens there. And yes, you see this right? There was a ton of number ones of this. Nobody wants this. This is Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes, a newer comic, one of 6. And who is this by? Mr. Bendis. So I'm expecting this to be a beautiful disaster. So I'm actually getting this because I'm curious to actually see how bad it is. We need to get our Legion back proper and stuff, right? And I'm telling you what, as comic books, not literature, not something that you expect Alan Moore to be writing and stuff, right? But back in the day, I got about the first, 15 issues of Quasar as they came out. In 1990 at Marvel, 89, 90, they had a bunch of number ones come out. Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man #1, She-Hulk, Savage She-Hulk #1, Ghost Rider #1, and in the mix was Quasar. And this is just fantastic. I think I'm really close to getting the entire series. This is number 54. And if they just had a better artist on this, I really think they're going for the image style here. This is what's sad. We're into 1993, where art really took a dive because everybody wanted to draw like they were an image. But anyway, we have Hyperion versus the Gladiator. And when you slow down and think about this, I'll tell you what, Quasar was really Mark Gruenwald being king of continuity, bringing in a bunch of C and D list characters constantly, bringing them in the Squadron Supreme, playing around with stuff, and it was sort of Jim Starlin light a little bit with that Mark Gruenwald twist and stuff, which was it's a fun series, right? But what we have here are two, how can I say this? Two characters based on the archetype of Superman. So you have Superman versus Superman. Which is just a fun book. I'm really enjoying it. And like I said, I really wish it came out in a different era with better artists. All right, Gretzky here. Let's hear it, brother. Hey, I went to Heroes Con and had fun for my first time. I did the same with the wrestling game book. I remember as a kid and found it at Ollie's for $1.99. Awesome. Capullo did some excellent work on Quasar. I think I have his full run on Quasar. All his books. I'm trying to think. I think I have like all the issues up to 40, and then they get sporadic on Quasar. It's good stuff, man. All right. So we're going on over here and things like that. And like I said, I'm showing you the mess that I've got to work on. There's a box of comics underneath that. I got all this stuff more to put up. These are comics signed by Joe Staton. The Spawn books that I've had on the shelf, and this is the newer stuff I've been getting. I have to get put up. And it kind of cracks me up. Then I wanted to paint the walls before we moved in, but I was ready to get out. So I got a lot of stuff to try to hang up or find room for. So like I said, there's just stuff everywhere that I would get organized. Here's my movie memorabilia from the Watchman movie. And like I said, I've made some space and condensed some boxes, and then it just got out of hand. I have all my mutant books down here now to go through. A box of books here, a box of books here, and of course there's stuff to catalog. But what's really going to make a lot of room is organizing all these pulp books. And yes, I have read probably 99% of all these books, and the Philip Jose Farmer books that I have and the Douglas Adams collections. I've read those multiple times. Some of those, so yeah. First edition books. I mean, there's nothing really here that's going to blow you away. Of course, I am the guy that kind of tries to keep things that I actually read. I was actually really happy to find this, the Star Wars novelization that actually came out before the movie, I think. There's my Elric series all collected up in Philip Jose Farmer stuff, and I really want to finish this Tarzan of the Apes. I have not read as much Tarzan as I thought, considering what's on there. And there's no telling what else is in there as I go through there. So, yeah. And I've had that Hobbit book since I was probably like 9 years old. That's the Hobbit. See if we can get in there and get a better look. I can't get over there. So yeah, this is what I want to do today and what I want to work on. I have an actual blackout curtain with a rod to put in. The rod is there in the floor. So I want to put out my actual, got to drill that into the wall and take care of that. And that's it, man. I just wanted to come in here and say that on a rainy Sunday, there's nothing like getting in here and getting your life together, man. Get all my posters back up. Miracle Man, Sandman. Definitely got to get that Sandman Mystery Theater up. That is turning out to be one of my favorite series, especially from the 90s, now that I've got a little bit of a collection going on. There's my Astro City poster that I've had since 1995. This was announcing the series starting, and I remember getting that out of the comic book shop. It's one of the few times I didn't really ask. I just said, "You done with this?" Because I'm taking it. And like I said, I got a lot of stuff up there to go through to see what's in there. Trivia games, get that, like I said, get that bar out so I can actually, I'm thinking about finding the studs and setting up a bunch of shelves. So Jared Osborne, come on, drive on down to Virginia. You can help me make some shelves since you're the shelf master. And I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm always finding little things now. Like I completely forgot I had this from Ollie's for $5. I probably had that for 2 years. And I'm starting to learn my shelves again. I'm going to get a few more things organized here. I have all these Fable books to read. If you watched me at the beginning of the month, I got all of these for $2 a piece at a flea market. Catch up on those. And something I need to hurry up and collect and find out if it's in trade yet is the Sandman Lock and Key crossover that they did. IDW did with DC. So I can add it, make some room there. And like I said, there's things I need to finish reading. Eerie Hunter from the 70s. Things like that. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be it today, guys. Sorry for the short show, but I think you get it. I just wanted to say hello and jack myself up a little bit to get ready to tackle all this and see what I can do. So what I'm probably going to do is make a cup of coffee, find what vinyl I want. Oh, there's the DVD player right in front of me. Get that moved into the room, make some room for that. And then I'll go ahead and show you one more thing I got to organize. I have 2 more record player sets in here. Got to go through this closet. Oh, there's a light here somewhere. Maybe, oh, it's the one upstairs. And I got to get my toys out there. That little black right here, right there. That's one record player set I got to get out with speakers and stuff from the 80s. And there's another one, some more VHS tapes to go through. and got to get that out and organize that also. So yeah. I don't expect to get it all done today, but this is what I'll be doing. So thanks, guys, for popping in here, and hope you guys have a great weekend and a great Sunday. Later. Yeah, guys. Gore Vidal, good luck with your organization. Thank you very much, sir. With the blackout curtain, it's more eclipse than chaos. I'm working on organizing also. Gretzky, awesome. And the Breen is here. And Breen says, tickle that like button on your way out, kids. You guys do that. You guys follow Breen, man. Breen knows what he's talking about. I appreciate it, guys. All right, guys. Y'all have a great weekend.